The 2026 Kawasaki Z400RS is shaping up to be one of the most talked about motorcycles in the enthusiast world right now, and for good reason. Riders across the globe have been waiting for a machine that blends true retro character with modern engineering in a smaller, more accessible package, and this rumored model seems to promise exactly that. Even before any official global confirmation from Kawasaki, the buzz around this bike has been growing rapidly, fueled by concept renders, insider whispers, and the strong heritage behind the RS badge. For many fans, this isn't just another motorcycle rumor, it's the possible return of a legend in a form that today's riders can actually own and enjoy every day. To really understand why the Z400RS has people so excited, you have to look at Kawasaki's history. Kawasaki has a deep legacy when it comes to retro and performance motorcycles. The original Z series built a reputation for combining speed, style, and reliability, and the Z400FX and Zephyr models became icons in their own right. They represented a time when motorcycles had a raw, mechanical soul, engines you could hear and feel, designs that were simple yet full of presence, and riding experiences that were about connection rather than just numbers on a spec sheet. The RS line in recent years, especially the Z900RS and Z650RS, has shown that Kawasaki knows how to tap into that nostalgia while still delivering modern performance and safety. So when rumors of a Z400RS started circulating, it immediately made sense in the bigger picture of Kawasaki's strategy. One of the biggest talking points is the engine. Many sources expect the Z400RS to use the 399cc inline-four platform from the Ninja ZX4R. If that turns out to be true, it would instantly set this bike apart in its class. Inline-four engines in the small displacement segment are rare today, mostly because of cost, emissions regulations, and the industry's shift toward twins. But that's exactly what makes this possibility so exciting. An inline-four has a unique character, silky smooth at low revs, screaming and alive at high RPM, and blessed with a sound that no twin can truly replicate. Riders who grew up loving the high-revving fours of the past often miss that experience, and a 400cc four-cylinder retro bike could bring that feeling back in a manageable, modern package. If the Z400RS does inherit the ZX4R's engine, power figures in the neighborhood of 77 to 80 horsepower are often mentioned. That's an impressive number for a retro-styled 400 and would make it one of the most powerful bikes in its displacement class. But what matters even more than peak power is how that power is delivered. For a retro roadster, a broad, usable power band with smooth throttle response would be ideal. Imagine cruising through the city with effortless torque, then opening it up on a clear road and hearing that inline-four climb through the rev range with a thrilling howl. That dual personality, calm when you want it, exciting when you need it, is exactly what many riders look for in a modern classic. The design is another area where expectations are high. Kawasaki has done an excellent job with the Z900RS and Z650RS, and it's likely the Z400RS would follow the same philosophy. Think of a rounded, sculpted fuel tank that immediately catches the eye, with paint options that could include deep metallic tones or classic stripes inspired by older Z models. A flat seat with horizontal stitching would add to the vintage vibe, while still offering modern comfort for daily riding. The tail section would probably stay clean and simple, avoiding overly sharp or futuristic shapes. This is the kind of bike that looks just as good parked at a CAF as it does rolling down the highway. The headlight is expected to be a traditional round unit, but with full LED lighting inside. That's been a signature move for modern retro bikes' classic appearance on the outside, cutting-edge tech within. The same would likely apply to the indicators and tail light. Small details like brushed metal finishes, classic-style mirrors, and tasteful badging could make a big difference in giving the bike a premium feel. Kawasaki understands that retro buyers pay attention to these touches, and the RS models so far have shown strong attention to detail. Ergonomics will probably play a huge role in the Z400RS's appeal. Unlike the aggressive, forward-leaning stance of the Ninja ZX4R, a retro roadster is all about comfort and natural posture. Expect upright handlebars that are slightly wider, a relaxed reach to the grips, and foot pegs positioned for a comfortable knee bend rather than a race-ready tuck. This setup makes the bike friendly for commuting, weekend rides, and even longer journeys. A comfortable riding triangle also makes a motorcycle more welcoming for newer riders who want style and performance without the physical strain of a supersport. The chassis would likely be tuned for real-world riding rather than track dominance. That means stable, predictable handling, suspension that can absorb everyday road imperfections, and a balance between agility and comfort. Kawasaki could use a lightweight frame to keep the bike nimble, especially in urban environments. A lighter motorcycle is easier to maneuver in traffic, easier to park, and less intimidating for a wide range of riders. If they get the weight right, the Z400RS could feel playful and confidence-inspiring at the same time. Braking performance is another area where modern expectations are high. Dual front disc brakes are often anticipated, which would give the bike strong and consistent stopping power. Paired with ABS as standard, this would ensure safety without compromising the classic look. Modern tires with classic-inspired tread patterns could also help maintain the retro aesthetic while delivering current-generation grip and performance. Technology on a retro bike is always a balancing act. Riders want modern convenience but don't want the bike to feel like a spaceship. A digital-analog hybrid display would fit perfectly here. Imagine twin round dials where one shows a traditional analog speedometer and the other integrates a digital screen for gear position, fuel data, trip info, and connectivity features. Subtle tech like this enhances usability without breaking the vintage illusion. There's also talk that features like a quickshifter could be offered, possibly as an option. For purists, it might not be essential, but for riders who enjoy spirited riding, it adds a layer of performance and fun. When it comes to market position, the Z400RS could occupy a very interesting space. Kawasaki's current lineup has clear steps from beginner-friendly small bikes to larger, more premium retros like the Z900RS. A 400cc RS would sit right in the sweet spot for riders who want something special but not overwhelming. It could attract younger riders stepping up from entry-level machines, as well as experienced riders looking for a lighter, stylish second bike. In many markets, a 400cc motorcycle also fits well within licensing tiers and insurance considerations, making it more practical than bigger machines. Competition would be fierce, but the Z400RS would have a unique angle. Bikes like the Honda CB500 Hornet or Triumph Speed 400 are strong in their own ways, but they mostly use single or twin-cylinder engines. A small displacement inline-four retro bike would stand out immediately. The sound, the smoothness, and the high revving nature would give it a personality that's hard to replicate. For some buyers, that emotional factor is just as important as price or specs. Another reason this bike generates so much interest is the current trend in motorcycling. Many riders today are drawn to machines that offer character and story, not just raw speed. Retro and neo-retro bikes are growing in popularity because they connect past and present. They remind riders of motorcycling's golden eras while still being reliable and safe for modern roads. The Z400RS, if it becomes reality, would fit perfectly into that movement. It could be a bike that looks timeless, sounds exciting, and feels approachable. There's also the community aspect. Retro bikes often build strong owner communities because they appeal to passion. Owners personalize them, photograph them, take them on relaxed group rides, and share their experiences online. A Z400RS could quickly become a favorite among content creators, collectors, and everyday riders alike. Its blend of performance and nostalgia would make it a great storytelling machine, not just a transport tool. Of course, it's important to remember that as of now, much of this remains in the realm of rumors and expectations. Kawasaki has not officially confirmed a global launch. Motorcycle development involves many factors: market demand, regulations, production costs, and brand strategy. Sometimes concepts stay as concepts. But even the level of discussion around the Z400RS shows there is real interest in this kind of motorcycle. Manufacturers pay attention to that interest. If Kawasaki does move forward with the Z400RS, it could signal a continued commitment to smaller displacement performance bikes with strong identity. It would also show that the company believes there's room for emotional, heritage-inspired machines in a world increasingly focused on efficiency and technology. For riders, that's good news. It means more choice, more character, and more ways to enjoy motorcycling. Picture the scenario. A rider walks into a showroom and sees a compact retro Kawasaki with a gleaming tank, a round headlight glowing softly, and an inline-four engine waiting to sing. They sit on it and feel comfortable, confident, and excited. They start it up and hear a smooth, refined note that hints at the performance underneath. That moment when design, sound, and feel come together is what makes motorcycles special. The Z400RS, if it arrives, has the potential to deliver exactly that kind of moment. Until an official announcement comes, the Z400RS remains a fascinating possibility. But sometimes the anticipation itself shows what riders truly want. They want bikes that aren't just practical, but memorable. Bikes that respect history while embracing the present. Bikes that make every ride feel like an occasion. And if Kawasaki can capture all of that in a 400cc retro package, the Z400RS could easily become one of the most desirable small displacement motorcycles on the market. For now, enthusiasts will keep watching, speculating, and hoping that this modern classic moves from rumor to reality.